Moving on to the AFC South, where we're going to start with the Texans, where I said that one of our favorite players, Will Anderson, was going to rack up 15 plus sacks and go to a Pro Bowl. He had 12 sacks, one more from the season before. He did earn a Pro Bowl nod and an All-Pro nod, just didn't quite rack up that 15 I thought he would be at. Still is a menace, still is an absolute force on the defense side of the ball. I just didn't quite get there for my prediction, at least, and not a knock on him at all. The next one of our favorite players again, Nick Chubb. He was going to run for 1,000 yards and 10 plus touchdowns. He just didn't get that many carries, unfortunately. He was out carried by Woody Marks, had 196 carries, and Nick Chubb had 122 carries. So he just didn't get those opportunities. Wasn't quite there with that.
Yeah, it might just be, Woody Marks only ended up with 2 rushing touchdowns, though, or 3 rushing touchdowns. I think Nick Chubb ended up with more. Like, it just was not. It was a weird year for the Houston Texans, which is disappointing for my guy, D'Amico Ryans. Always wishing them success. So, obviously, a little bit of a miss here, Nick Chubb, but it's the best season he's had in a couple of years. So, shout out to him. Hopefully, he's able to grow from it, build on it, have a shot at the 1,000 yards. It's 17 games. You only got to rush for like 70 yards a game to get there. So hopefully he has a shot to, his career is probably coming down to the end here. So
in the twilight. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate,
success, which
absolutely someone will give him a shot. Someone will let him run. That will be for a super successful team. I'm not so sure. It'd be nice to see him at least get some sort of success before he hangs it up, because he is, like you said, he's probably right there at the tail end for him.
Yeah, I mean, and the same team, right? Joe Mixon, like, dude didn't even play this year because of injury, whatever weirdness. So,
probably shouldn't be playing.
Tough year for those guys.
Yeah. With the next one, with the Tennessee Titans, we actually kind of had a combined prediction a little bit. I combined them into one. I said that Cam Ward was going to have 12 plus interceptions, sub 3,000 passing yard season. You said that Cam Ward has a shaky season and has Titans thinking quarterback with a top 5 pick in this year's draft. So I kind of just combined them just into one because they were so similar. Cam Ward did have 3,169 passing yards, 15 touchdowns. He did have 7 interceptions. So I was wrong on both ends. I don't think he had a subpar or an awful rookie season. Just looking at, obviously, 7 interceptions, he had 11 fumbles on top of that. So the turnovers are going to happen, especially with on a rookie quarterback on a bad team. But you look at the other side where it's 55 sacks that he took as well. That's not on him. That's on the weapons and the offensive line. That Tennessee was maybe going to have their line stuff figured out. Their offensive line coach was the head coach's dad, who was like an offensive line guru. So everyone thought the offensive line was going to be kind of stacked and really good. Obviously, that's not happening, and they kind of ship out head coach and going to completely rebuild this offense differently and the defense differently. So hopefully Cam Ward can get a little bit of help around here. I don't think he had a bad season. I think he showed just enough. Again, 59.8% completion percentage on top of all that too. I think he showed enough to stick around.
Well, I predicted a top 5 pick for the Tennessee Titans, and I was correct. I don't think they're looking at quarterback, mainly because this quarterback class is not the greatest. Obviously, quarterback's probably going pick number 1, and then there's not another one going in the top 10, I'd assume. Although you never know with the NFL. Ultimately, he threw for 3,100 yards. And if we do the college thing where we subtract his sack stats from his passing yards, he threw for 2,700 yards over the course of 17 games played. 15 touchdowns in 17 games is just, it's not great. A completion percentage under 60%. There's not a stat about any of that that's great. Honestly, to be honest with you, if you look at any of it, none of it looks good at all. And the only thing that I'm really giving him is that the offensive line was so terrible. I don't know how much development he could have possibly had. So I got Cam Ward red flagged. I'm saying it. I didn't think, obviously, I didn't know what I was talking about because I had the other guy put in front of him this upcoming season, and I banged that drum all offseason that I thought Shedeur was better. And the NFL said, no, sir, Shedor's a fifth-round quarterback, fifth-round pick at quarterback.
Yeah,
so,
but he's a Pro Bowler, so let's relax.
Yeah. So was Mac Jones. Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. I mean,
I wonder.
No, go ahead.
I wonder if people like look back on those stats, like, and think about that kind of stuff. Like 7 different players decided they didn't want to play an NBA All-Star game this year. So De'Aaron Fox made his second All-Star game because 7 other players didn't want to play. You know what I mean? Like, do we remember that at the end of the, or is it just, oh no, he made multiple All-Star games. You know what I mean? So
people know that whether it's All-Star games or it's Pro Bowl nods, anything like that, I think people know that it's subpar and no one really cares about it anymore. It's not a statistic to be brought up in any sort of conversation, whether it's comparing any players or Hall of Fame discussions, anything like that. In this age, I don't think you can use a Pro Bowl selection as a measure of greatness for one singular player. I don't think that you can at this point. For the Titans, though, running into next year with Cam Ward, brought in a new head coach, your guy, right? Robert Saleh will be there. And offensive coordinator Brian Daboll will also be there as well. I mean, this is the same Daboll that did something with Daniel Jones, right? Think he could do something with Cam Ward?
I don't think Cam Ward and Daniel Jones, I mean, Daboll's originally famous for Josh Allen, right? So who knows? I mean, geez, I just wish I could have used another season with Robert Saleh at the helm with us, and I feel like he could have been a little more picky again this time than the freaking Tennessee Titans. But
hell of a pick, huh? We got the Jets under our belt, and we got the Titans under our belt. Those are the 2 teams I want to go to.
The nice thing for Saleh is you'd have to imagine that Fernando's the number 1 pick, and then the next pick or the offensive tackle is going to go second or third probably. So, and realistically, he's probably going to get his pick of who he thinks the best defensive player in the draft is at number 4. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you. Moving on to Daniel Jones' current team, the Indianapolis Colts, where this is one I hate looking back at because I said in the video, I flip-flopped on this, on who's going to have a better season, who's going to start. And I said it was going to be Daniel Jones, and I flipped it last minute. So I'm saying that Anthony Richardson has a season where he throws 3,800 yards and another 800 on the ground. And I wish I would have kept it where Daniel Jones was going to start more games than Anthony Richardson and outperform it in every single way. Because now it looks like AR-15 is a bench warmer and is on the Trey Lance career trajectory at this point. He threw 2 whole passes for 1 completion and 9 yards. The whole Colts team barely eclipsed 3,800 passing yards as an entire team. Daniel Jones getting hurt and the season he was having was obviously contributes into that. But again, we work in the reality, they got hurt. So 3,800 yards is barely what they eclipsed this year. So again, I kind of wish I would have kept the original one, or maybe look a little bit more intelligent. But now I'm sitting here saying AR-15 was going to have a better season, or a good season in general. Your prediction was also about the quarterbacks, though, where you said 3 different players was going to start at quarterback for 4+ games. Daniel Jones started 13 before being shut down due to injury. Would have started the whole season. Phillip Rivers came out of retirement to feed his 2,500 kids and played 3 games. And Riley Leonard played 5 games. Just the fact that you got close enough to actually say you got close enough with this prediction is impressive enough. All right. So I just want to give it to you. Just the fact that Phillip Rivers came out of retirement to play a handful of games along with Riley Leonard getting snaps, over Anthony Richardson. I don't think anyone would have predicted that one. That's pretty good.
This is why I predicted what I predicted. I assumed that Anthony Richardson would get the start this season. I didn't think it would go well for him. It's tough when your team doesn't believe in you. Daniel Jones, I expected to come in and be Daniel Jones of what we expect Daniel Jones to be. And then they would just the last couple of games of the season just be like, hey, let's throw Riley in there and see what he could do. Right. Not what happened at all, obviously. I mean, Daniel Jones, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 3,100 yards, 68% completion rating, well on his way. They collapsed in the most enjoyable way possible. Sorry, Colts fans, but when you come out to that big of a lead and then you lose it, it's just there's got to be something exciting every year in the NFL for when you're not looking at your own team and you're looking at other stuff. And watching what the Colts did this year was just fun as hell, especially with Phillip Rivers. So yeah, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for this because ultimately it doesn't matter what I was thinking when I made the prediction. I made the prediction and the prediction damn near came true. So I'm going to take my victory lap and let's just forget about the part where I predicted the MVP to retire.
Right. Hey, that's not in this part of the video, but now that you said it, they're going to go back and they're going to look for it. So, which is great. Keep bringing up the old video and you guys go check it out. Moving on to the last team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Surprising season for them. I said our predictions were about the same player. It was about Travis Hunter. I said that he would be the most valuable rookie for one singular team. I didn't really expound on that a little bit too much. I didn't go into depth about it. I did say that I didn't think he was going to win Offensive Player of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year for rookies. I just said he was going to be the most valuable for one singular team. And I obviously, with him being shut down, he did not become the most valuable rookie for one singular team. I think that honor kind of is closer to Tet McMillan, Colston Loveland. If you look at some of the more advanced numbers for best ability is availability, Tet took 984 snaps compared to Travis Hunter's 485. Colston Loveland took 811. If you look at if people are a fan of PFF grades, Tet McMillan led the rookie class. The team's rookie class for the Panthers was 79.3 grade, and all rookie wide receivers with that 79.3 grade as well. Colston Loveland led the rookie tight end class with an 85.3 grade as well. If you look at wins above replacements, WAR, Tet McMillan was far above pretty much every other rookie, 0.589 as well. So, and obviously the bare numbers and offensive rookie of the year, they made the playoffs. It's probably Tet. And then with yours, Travis Hunter is a top 15 wide receiver and corner. And I'll let you take the reins on that one.
I was right. He was top 15 wide receiver on his team and a top 15 corner on his team. What do you want from me?
I was waiting for something. I was like, all right, okay. I don't know what reality we're living in, but yeah. Yeah. I
mean, he had 11 tackles and 3 passes defended, which was good enough for like 17th on his team, And dude, I really thought that Brian Thomas Jr. Now, here's the problem is his success last year, the prior year, didn't come with Trevor Lawrence. And I brought that up to you. But I just really thought with the dominance that he had that Travis Hunter would have just been, surefire to just slide in right there, wide receiver 2. Yeah, I didn't have a Parker Washington on my bulletin board. This is the second time I've did this with the Broncos too, right? Just thought a certain piece would be a bigger part of the offense. Brenton Strange, Jacoby Myers. So, it does sound like they're going to let Travis Hunter focus on one position moving forward and just be kind of maybe more of a gadget player at the other end. But we'll see how it works out for him. Obviously, you draft him where you draft him because of the ability to do both. And then he didn't do anything of consequence at either position last year. So maybe it just, now you start wondering about that pick and if it made sense to do what they did. But then also, Trevor Lawrence is a, 4,000 yards last year, 29 touchdowns. Like statistically, you think they should be looking at a good opportunity this upcoming season. So we'll see. But I think Travis Hunter needs to have way more of an impact if they're going to want to go, further this year.
I think letting him play at the corner position is the right is the right move. I told you we had the conversation in pre-draft that I thought that Travis Hunter was a better corner than wide receiver. I believe you did agree with me on that. Am I misremembering that one? We did. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pulling up my corner stuff for Travis Hunter. I gave him a really high grade in last year's pre-draft process and his film tape. I said that he was a high point of attack, 6'1", good vert, high awareness, playing in the zone. Playing wide receiver gives him great hands and ball reaction, has safety tendencies to play help when no one else in his safety net. Could play safety later on in his career. Change of direction, recovery speed is good. Can't let receiver get too far ahead if he misjudges the route. Doesn't get beat on cuts in or out of man coverage. Hips rarely look messy. Doesn't play run support. Doesn't wrap up tackles. Slim build could be an issue playing bigger receivers. I had a 10 or 11 point grade difference on wide receiver to corner. I had him as like corner one by far and away. I had him as like wide receiver like 4 or 5. So I think it's the right move letting him play the corner spot. Absolutely 100%. I think letting him come in occasionally as wide receiver as a diversion or actually the primary receiver on the play, I think that's fine. However you want to use him, I do think corner is where he's built to play.
I should have known, like, when you got a stud like Jordan Lewis on your team, you're just never going to be the best corner on your team. So I don't know why I even picked Travis Hunter to be the best corner on his team. But
man, Jordan Lewis is awesome. What are you talking about?
Here we are. I like Jordan Lewis. I like Jordan Lewis.
He's a baller.
I sometimes I predict big things out of slot corners, and they just don't work out as we're about to find out.